Hello. This video will show users how to budget their grant revenues and expenses in RUBudget, Rutgers University's budget planning application. To begin, users must first get into the RUBudget application. After doing so, they should see the screen in front of them. You should take your cursor, move to the View pane, and click on the Working Budget task list. You should then click on task number 3, Enter and Review Grant Summary Budget. You will then see the subtasks before you: the federal grants, the state and municipal grants, the non-governmental grants, other grants, and finally, a web form to enter your overall F&A returns. For this example, we will be working with federal grants, so I will click on 3A. You will then see the 3 final screens in front of you. Click on Federal Grant Summary Budget. This screen, like several other screens in the RUBudget application, shows what your actual 16 grant activity is to date through 6 months, a column that has cells that you can enter data into that you can provide a soft target, and finally, on the right-hand side, columns that showed what you have budgeted further down into the Enter Grant Revenue and Expense screens. For the purpose of this example, I will enter in some soft targets so that you can see how it compares. You can see from the data that I have entered that I essentially took the 6th month federal grant activity and doubled it for fiscal year 17. In addition, I've estimated another $800,000 in new awards, bringing my fiscal year 17 total to $5,250,000. I can now use that as a target to budget my federal grant revenues. You will see from the point of view that we have defaulted to the Office of the Dean, which is where we have loaded the school's federal grant activity. We've also limited your business lines to those in the research family. By default, it will come under Research Administration General. We recommend using the Sponsored Organized Research business line, 3100. The fund type is automatically selected to the federal grants and contracts, and that is the only choice. For locations, you can see that it is at the parent level. You can use the drop-down menu and select a more appropriate location. I'm going to use 2110, which is the New Brunswick Non-Health Science Campus. I can select it and then hit the Go button. And now my cells are white and I can enter data into them. Since these are federal government grants and my total was $5,250,000 including F&A, I can just simply put that dollar in and hit save. If I go back to the review screen, you can see that it has now been entered in the compilation screen. I can do the same thing with expenses. Now, since I have used the revenue screen, my point of view remains and I'm all ready to budget. I've just entered in at the same UDO as my federal revenues the estimated grant expenses for fiscal year 17. I can now hit the save button. Get the OK message. Go back to my review screen and see that I've budgeted 52,050,000 in grant revenues. And if I total these up, it would be $5,250,000 in grant expenses. And we saw that from the other screen. Now the final thing I need to do to finish up, and I could go through all of my grants, my federal, my state, my non-governmental, and my other grants, and they all work similarly, is I would need to then budget all of my F&A into this screen, 3E, enter overall F&A returns. And what this screen shows, it shows the F&A that I budgeted on my grant expenses. And it will show all of the F&A from all the different types of grants that I have budgeted. Since we've only done the federal grants, it's only showing the F&A number. To budget my F&A revenue, I just need to go up to the top portion of the screen and enter the total F&A in. Since F&A is considered unrestricted operating, the fund type has already been changed. In addition, it's picking up the same location and business line. You may want to change the business line to another one that reflects better how you will be using your F&A income. But for this purposes, I'm going to leave it in sponsored project research. You can then hit the save button. And now your F&A has also been budgeted. And as I said, you would repeat the same process for all of your different grant activities. In other videos, we will show you how to budget your endowment and gifts and use reports. Thank you.